State University has many things to rave about. Our unique academic programs, our talented students, our accomplished alumni, and our awesome athletics program. During this edition of A New State of Mind, you'll have an opportunity to meet the legend, our head football coach emeritus, Coach Willie Jeffries. It was recently announced that Coach J, as we call him, will be inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. During this show, you'll have an opportunity to not only meet the coach, but you'll meet the father, you'll meet the teacher, you'll meet the man who's inspired many generations. Welcome back to A New State of Mind. I'm your host, Erica Taylor. Now, you've had an opportunity to meet one of his former players and mentees. You've also had an opportunity to meet a friend and colleague. You've even had an opportunity to hear from his daughter. Now you're going to hear from the man himself, SC State University's head football coach emeritus, Willie Jeffries. How you doing, Coach Jay?
Just fine, Erica, and thank you so much. This is a wonderful opportunity, and I certainly appreciate the public relations area of our fine university doing this for the old coach.
No problem, Coach Jeffries. Tell us about how proud, those are some of the words I've heard, proud, excited, ecstatic, words that your friends have used to describe how they feel about your selection to be inducted. Now you tell me how you feel.
Well, I feel good about it, but I feel good about it because I represent our university. I represent all of the players that played for us are here. And at all of the universities I coach, but mostly the South Carolina State Bulldogs. Also, my family, they've stuck with me all the way. And I think a lesson, because I came from such a meager background, I think it's a lesson that I always tell young men: success has no zip code. And if so, I wouldn't be sitting here today. So it's a lesson to them that they can accomplish whatever. And I'm just so happy that I made it to the College Hall of Fame, because I wasn't thinking about it really, and I'm telling the truth. I wasn't thinking about it. But when it came about, I was just so happy. All of the phone calls, Robert Porcher called today. He waited until the storm was over to make his call. And Harry Carson called the first day because one of his teammates is going in. And you know, you get represented by your university. You can make all world in the pros. Right. You go into this because of your university. This guy went to California Lutheran, a little school, and he played about 14 years with the New York Giants. Okay. So he told Harry, he didn't call Harry elated for himself. He called Harry to let him know that your coach made it. That's so awesome. It's been really that way since it happened.
Well, Coach Jeffries, tell us a little bit about how you got to where you were. Take us back a little bit to when you were coaching at Wichita State and bring us forward.
Well, in coaching at Wichita State, it was more like I was still an architect or a builder, because when I arrived there were only 30 football players on campus, where we should have had about 85 to 90. Mm-hmm. No quarterback on the whole team. And we started rebuilding 5-5 the next year, missed the conference championship by a half game, 8-3 the next year. So that was indicative that we could rebuild football program. Right. And then the next year, after a 4-7 season, our president retired. Mm-hmm. And you know, it's something about the president who brings you in, and our athletics director retired. Okay. And you really, when you get a new group in there, sometimes you'd better start looking at another place to go. And I went to Howard University. I was really inching my way back to Orangeburg. Mm-hmm. I had to get from the Midwest back to the Eastern Seaboard again, and then down to Orangeburg. Mm-hmm. But that was what happened. We were very successful at Howard. Okay. We won a championship, the first one ever, mm-hmm. and we just did a lot for that program, and they deserved it because of the high marks the players had to make academically in order to play football. Okay. And then my mother was still here. It was like Coach Paul Bear Bryant said when he was at Kentucky, and Adolph Rupp ruled the roof at Kentucky, the basketball coach. And Coach Bear Bryant went back to Alabama, his alma mater. And they said, "Why'd you go back?" He said, "Mama was calling." And that's what happened to me. We left my mom here when I went to Wichita. And I was able to spend the last 10 years of her life with her. Plus, I was back in Bulldog country.
That's right. Now, you also have a new title, Head Football Coach Emeritus. Tell us a little bit about that.
That's a great title, and I'm so appreciative of the university to bestow that title.
Well deserving.
Well, thank you. And I'm working, now this one, Ms. Johnson told the president, said Coach going to have to work. And I have a nice office, a computer, telephone. A lot of my friends called me from Columbia. One guy who's Professor Emeritus, he said, "Coach, they gave me 2 legal pads and a small office, and when I get new pencils, I have to turn in the old ones." So that was Dr. Sid Varney of Carolina, also one from Clemson. But this one has been different, and I appreciate our administration really fixing it so that it can be meaningful.
Yeah. Now, I mean, this is going to be a hard one for you, Coach. I know you have many memorable moments spanning your lifetime, but can you share one or two, share those and then tell why they're memorable?
The first one, and I've always said it, it was not being named to the College Hall of Fame. It was when we won our first MEAC championship in 1974. 1973, we missed it by a half game because we had a tie to North Carolina A&T 14-14. But in 1974, when we won over Delaware State, the last game of the year, we were MEAC championships. We went through 6-0 in the conference. That was the greatest moment because I wanted this university to be, I wanted that championship to come through Orangeburg.
Right.
And since that time, we won the next 4 consecutive ones. And then when I left to go to Wichita, Coach Davis came on and he continued. And we won about 10 in the next about 12 years. So South Carolina State established itself in the MEAC. And I'm so happy about that. That was my happiest moment in coaching. Another one was that game that we defeated Grambling in 1994 down in the Heritage Bowl. But no game or situation can rank above our first championship. Even Coach Pugh, 2 in a row the past 2 years, shared one a couple of years before, but we had to win the first one. And you know, to eat an elephant starts with the first bite.
That's right. Coach Jeffries, is there anything else that you want to share with us here today?
No, other than this is a great university. I'm so happy to be an alumnus of this university, and I think a lot of people know that. And if it hadn't been for South Carolina State, I wouldn't be going into the Hall of Fame. So you have to, if you see a turtle on a post, someone put him there. And you know, it's Steve Wilson used to say this when he was coach at Howard, that more than the championships and the game, the W's and L's, it's the process. Your family, your players, the university. And I can say that this university provides for athletics. We know academics, the central purpose of the institution is education. But you know, you need something, as Dr. Nance used to say, you need something for your students to let off steam about. And when you win a championship in a sport, especially football, the president has a better school year because you don't have as many problems, because all of them sitting in the stands, they're pulling for one cause, for the Bulldogs, and that makes it better. And as Dr. Barbara Haddon put it that time, a rising tide raises all boats, and the rising tide being the football team. And I'm so happy to be a part of it. It raises all boats. It raises the chemistry department, the physical education department, the whole university is raised by something successful at the university.
Absolutely. Coach Jeffries, thank you so much for joining us here today. Again, congratulations. You're watching A New State of Mind, and we'll be right back.